In this question we will solve a problem related to limit, or we will solve some problems related to how to equate limits involving polynomials. So the question is in the form of p by x divided by q by x. So the question can be given as equal to x cube minus 10x plus 20x minus of 8 divided by x cube of minus 10x square plus 40x minus 8. So the limit is x tends to 2. So this is a question, and this is a p by x, and this is a q by x. So the step 1 which I will use to solve is to check whether p by x and q by x equal to 0. So if I substitute x equal to 2, then the p by x equal to 2 cube minus 10 into 4 plus 20 into 2 minus of 8, which is equal to 8 minus 40 plus 40 minus of 8, which is equal to 0, and q by x equal to 2 cube minus 10 into 4 plus 40 into 2 minus of 8, which is equal to 8 minus 40 plus 80 minus of 8. This is 8 here, so this is 80, so it is equal to 0. So my p by x equal to 0 and q by x equal to 0. So x equal to 2 is a factor. So now I have got one factor which is equal to x equal to 2. Since I can't directly apply the limit because the question is in the form of p by x divided by q by x, which is equal to 0 by 0. So this is not solvable form. So I will have to convert it, or I will have to factorize the polynomial. So the step 2 will be to factorize it, and I will use the factor theorem to do that. So to factorize the p by x by applying the factor theorem, what I will get is 1 minus 10, 20 and minus 8, and whatever is a one factor which I have equal to 2, I will write it here, and then I will bring the first coefficient of the polynomial, which is this, as it is. Then I will multiply it by 2, which is 2 here, and then I will get a minus 8, and I will again multiply it, I will get minus 16. Finally I will get a 4 and 8, which is equal to 0. So this can be factorized as, so my p by x can be factorized equal to x by 2 into x square minus 8x plus 4. So my q by x equal to can be factorized as 1 minus 10, 40 and minus 8 with one factor equal to 2. So I will bring 1 as it is, so it is 2 here, so minus 8, 16, minus 16 and or this is 20 here, and this is x square. So this is 4. That's how you are getting the 80 here. And this is 20. This is 40. This is 20. So what I will get here is 18, and what I will get here 36. And this is 4, and this is 8. So my q by x can be factorized is equal to x minus 2 into x square minus 18x plus 4. So I have got my p by x and q by x. Now the next step is to apply the limit. So step 3 is to apply the limits. So p by x divided by q by x equal to x minus 2 into x square minus 8x plus 4 divided by x minus 2 into x square minus 18x plus 4. So you can cancel both of this, and you are applying the limit of x tends to 2. So when you will apply that, it will solve as 4 minus 16 plus 4 divided by 4 minus 36 plus 4, which is equal to minus of 8 divided by minus of 24, which will come equal to 1 by 3. So my answer is the limit of f of x, which is, if this is equal to f of x, equal to limit of x tends to 2, f of x is equal to 1 by 3. So I have solved this question in 3 steps, but in the case where this equates to 0 and even this equates to 0, then I will have to further simplify that. But it should not be the case if the equation is solvable, and if it is simplifying to 0, the answer will be 0 in that case. So this is how you can apply the factor theorem to solve limit. And this was a question 1. So this is a next question, and the question is related to x cube minus of 3x square plus 6x minus 8 divided by x square minus x minus 6. So this is again a question in the form of p by x divided by q by x. So this is limit of x tends to 2, and if I am directly applying the limit, what will I get here is, I will get 2 cube minus 3 of 2 square plus 6 into 2 minus of 8, and it is 4 square minus, or 2 square minus 2 minus of 6, which is equal to 8 minus of 12 plus 12 minus 8, and 4 minus 2 minus 6. Fuck you assholes. Which is equal to 0 divided by 0. So that's what you got here. So that's again a p by x divided by q by x equal to 0 by 0. So now the big question here is, this was the step first. So again, by using the same method, it's possible to solve it. So my step 2 will be to simplify it, and I will use the factor theorem. So it will be 1 minus 3, 6 minus of 8, and it will be equal to 2, and this can be simplified to 2 of and this is my p of x, and my q of x can be simplified as it is in the form of a square plus bx plus c. So it can be directly simplified. This is a quadratic equation. So to simplify the quadratic equation, you can use substitution method here. So x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6. If you substitute it, you'll get x minus 3 plus 2 into x minus 3. So your factors is x plus 2 and x minus 3. So again, there is a modification here. So there is a simple change or mistake in the question. So the q of x should be equal to x square plus x minus of 6. So this is 4 plus 2 minus 6, which is equal to 0. So this can be simplified as so when you will simplify it, it will come as x square plus 3x minus of 2x minus 6. So this is x square plus of 3, and this is x into x plus 3 minus of 2 into x plus 3. So what you will get here is the equation in the form of limit of x tends to 2 of x minus 2 into, or limit of x tends to 2 of x minus 2 into x square plus of, or x square minus x plus 4, which is from here, divided by x minus 2 of x square or x minus 2 into x plus 3. So this will cancel, and when you will apply the limit, if you will apply the limit, it will be 2 square minus 2 plus 4 divided by 2 plus 3, so which is equal to 4 minus 2 or 4 plus 2 divided by 5, so this is equal to 6 by 5. So that's your answer. So this is x square plus x minus of 6, and the answer is 6 by 5. So that was the second question, and so the third question is a formula for applying the limit. So if you have a limit of x tends to a, which is a function in the form of x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a, then it's possible to write this whole thing into n into a raised to n minus 1. So this is the limit, and now the big question here is how you will solve it. It is n into a raised to n minus 1, and this is a direct formula if you can apply to solve a limit which is in this form. So just to show that, if you have a limit of x tends to 1, which is given by x raised to 19 minus 1 divided by x raised to 20 minus 1. So you can solve a question like this by applying this formula. It can be directly applied, and it can be applied as x raised to 19 minus 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x raised to 20 minus 1 divided by x minus 1. So you are multiplying the x minus 1 in both the denominators. So what you are doing is you are multiplying x minus 1 here, and you are multiplying x minus 1 here. So this will cancel out, but you can simplify it or write it in this form, and when you will apply the formula, it will be 19 into 1 raised to 18 divided by 20 into 1 raised to 19. So this is 19 by 20 is the answer. So that's how you can solve a limit which is in the form of, in this form, which is x raised to n minus a raised to n, where x is a function of x and a is a constant.